Time now for the evening rush. The former Torrance County Sheriff accused of embezzlement could be facing up to 17 years in prison. Heath White was hit with 7 charges after allegedly embezzling more than $20,000 during his time as sheriff. Investigators also accused White of keeping items like cameras and surveillance equipment. White has not yet been arrested.
The teen involved in a high-profile murder, now facing charges in another shooting. Enrique Palomino was one of the teens involved in the murder of Stephen Garrick in 2017. According to court documents, Palomino and several others started beating up 2 teens near Aztec and Tulane last month. One of the teens ended up being shot 4 times but survived.
We're learning more about the teen suspected of shooting his mother's boyfriend. Police have been looking for 16-year-old Hunter Wood since April 29th. When he allegedly shot the man at the Avaria Apartments. The victim is in critical condition. Now police believe Woods has been involved in 2 other shootings.
Police are searching for whoever's behind a deadly stabbing. It happened on the night of April 11th near 3rd and Gold. Police say surveillance video captured the victim, Eric Trujillo, in a fight with someone before that person stabbed and killed him. If you know anything, call police.
Well, our weather headlines over the next 24 hours. Temperatures are going to start to rebound across eastern New Mexico. The metro area, though, will remain sunny and mild. And our best shower chances will be across the east, especially on Saturday, when some storms could be severe.
Should criminals who wore a GPS ankle monitor before they were convicted or sentenced have that counted against their prison time? The request has been made in 2 recent high-profile cases. Prosecutors say case law determined house arrest is considered confinement. But the New Mexico Criminal Defense Lawyers Association says there's a growing gray area here.
A new city council proposal aims to spend $1 million to make the Central Corridor safer. 4 city councilors announced plans to amend the city budget so they can add police positions dedicated to patrolling Central between Unser and Louisiana on bicycles. They'll use money from the state's new online sales tax.
The state of New Mexico wants to make sure everyone gets their proper pay. State leaders announced a new emphasis today to make sure employers follow upcoming raises in the minimum wage. The state will also investigate and prosecute employers who are not acting in good faith.
A major controversy brewing in Santa Fe, where businesses want to use an important religious symbol to help drum up business. The Guadalupe Street Association wants to put up 22 banners with the Our Lady of Guadalupe symbol. Now, some oppose the idea. City Council still needs to approve this proposal.
City of Santa Fe is giving its residents strict instructions on how to help asylum seekers crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. Officials say Santa Feans should contribute their time and money instead of offering housing and donations of clothing and supplies.
Meanwhile, Otero County will not be helping asylum seekers. County commissioners passed a resolution today pledging not to house immigrants or use county money for other types of help.
Well, the Metro Threat Index for tomorrow is quite low. We're all the way down at a 1. The only thing we really need to concern ourselves with is occasionally breezy conditions, and we'll have mostly sunny skies.
Severe flooding from major storms are still devastating the Midwest. The Mississippi River has crested in most areas of the upper and central Midwest, but further south, they're bracing for a surge that could break records. Hundreds of volunteers are now reinforcing levees and barriers, hoping to keep water away.
Attorney General William Barr is facing intense scrutiny from Democrats after he refused to testify before the House Judiciary Committee today. House Democrats are now threatening to hold Attorney General Barr in contempt if the Justice Department does not hand over the full, unredacted Mueller report.
A local group that took in dozens of horses who were kicked out of their home now needing help. San Felipe Pueblo asked Placitas Wild Horse Group to move its horses, a place the animals stayed for years. Mustang Camp in Milan took 51 of the horses in, feeding, cleaning, and training them, but the camp now needs more volunteers.
APS is considering adding GPS trackers to its buses. The plan is to launch a pilot program using the Safe Stop app next school year, and it would let parents know things like if the bus is running late or early or whether they've run into a problem. Only a few buses will be equipped to see how well it works before installing it on all buses.
The city says 4 of its pools will open early ahead of the traditional Memorial Day weekend opening. The West Mesa Aquatic Center will open for weekend hours this Saturday. Eisenhower, Rio Grande, and Sierra Vista pools will open for weekend hours on May 11th. The rest of the city's pools open May 25th.
There's a new app that shows your lawn some love. Lawn Love is a tech startup that provides on-demand lawn care services, and it is launching in Albuquerque this week. Homeowners can access it through an app which instantly generates a quote using satellite imaging technology.